You're listening to an African Elements top news story for April 14, 2025. Please visit our website at africanelements.org for more daily news. Sudan RSF. Attacks on Darfur camps, 2025. Crisis and crimes violence erupted again in North Darfur as Sudan's Rapid Support Forces, RSF, claimed control over Zamzam camp near El Fasher. This paramilitary group, known for its brutality, launched attacks on the area in April 2025. The RSF stated they moved into Zamzam to protect civilians and aid workers. They accused the Sudanese Armed Forces, SAF, and allied Darfuri groups of hiding inside the camp. The RSF claimed these groups used the camp as a military base and civilians as human shields. However, the reality on the ground paints a horrific picture. The RSF assault wasn't just a ground operation, it involved aerial attacks too. Both Zamzam and the nearby Abu Shuk camp faced intense bombardment. Local resistance groups in El Fasher reported devastating losses. Over 320 people were killed or wounded in these attacks. Tragically, the violence claimed the lives of the last remaining medical team inside Zamzam camp. This loss leaves hundreds of thousands without critical medical care. Furthermore, the RSF's history, rooted in the Janjaweed militias infamous for Darfur atrocities, casts serious doubt on their claims of protecting civilians. The situation in Darfur's displacement camps was already desperate before these latest attacks. Zamzam camp, home to around 500,000 displaced people, was facing famine conditions. Civilian infrastructure lay in ruins even before the RSF assault. The ongoing war between the RSF and the SAF, Sudan's official military led by General al-Burhan, has created a nationwide catastrophe. This conflict began in April 2023 after tensions exploded between the former allies. Now, the suffering is unimaginable. Across Sudan, the numbers are staggering. Over 30 million people need humanitarian help. Food security risks are growing worse daily. The conflict has forced aid organizations to pull back. Médecins Sans Frontières, MSF, and the World Food Program had to stop services in Zamzam. This was due to reduced access and severe security risks even before the latest assault. Moreover, both the SAF and RSF stand accused of blocking aid deliveries. They reportedly extort checkpoints and loot vital humanitarian supplies, directly harming civilians. The violence in Darfur carries chilling echoes of the past, particularly for non-Arab ethnic groups. The RSF, successors to the Janjaweed militias, have been implicated in systematic ethnic targeting. In West Darfur specifically, RSF forces targeted the Masalit ethnic group. Horrific massacres occurred in El Geneina in June 2023. These attacks claimed the lives of over 2,000 people. This pattern isn't isolated, it reflects a brutal campaign. United Nations estimates suggest a devastating toll from this ethnic violence. Between 10,000 and 15,000 civilians were killed in West Darfur during 2023 alone, primarily by RSF-aligned forces. The attacks in El Geneina included looting hospitals and destroying homes. Entire neighborhoods predominantly inhabited by Masalit people were demolished with bulldozers. These actions amount to what Human Rights Watch calls ethnic cleansing and crimes against humanity. Therefore, the RSF's current operations raise grave fears of similar tactics being employed against vulnerable, displaced populations. The Rapid Support Forces face widespread accusations of committing war crimes and severe human rights violations. Extensive documentation details mass atrocities carried out by RSF fighters. These include harrowing accounts of sexual violence systematically used against women and girls. Such acts inflict deep physical and psychological trauma, terrorizing communities. Also, the RSF's actions in Al Ghazira State, south of Khartoum, involve targeting specific ethnic groups and unlawful detentions. Both the RSF and the Sudanese Armed Forces, SAF, have been accused of obstructing humanitarian aid. This includes looting essential supplies meant for desperate civilians. Furthermore, Human Rights Watch identified the RSF's use of explosive weapons in populated residential areas. This tactic inherently risks civilian lives and violates international humanitarian law. The shelling of displacement camps like Zamzam, packed with civilians, tragically exemplifies this disregard for non-combatant lives. The recent RSF attacks on Zamzam and Abu Shuk camps drew swift international condemnation. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres spoke out against the violence. Regional powers like Saudi Arabia, Egypt, the UAE, and Qatar also condemned the assaults. These statements highlight global concern over the escalating brutality. Nevertheless, words alone have proven insufficient to halt the bloodshed. Previous efforts to ensure safety have faltered. A UN Security Council resolution passed in June 2024 demanded civilian protection. However, reports indicate the RSF ignored this resolution, continuing its operations. Adding another layer to the international dimension, Sudan filed a complaint with the International Court of Justice, ICJ. The complaint accuses the United Arab Emirates, UAE, of complicity in genocide. Sudan alleges the UAE provided arms support to the RSF. Indeed, reports suggest UAE-linked firms recruited foreign mercenaries like Colombians to fight alongside the RSF. Meanwhile, mediation attempts seem stalled, hampered by deep divisions within the SAF and the RSF's apparent focus on military gains over negotiation. Copyright African Elements.